Welcome to Grounds for Discussion. I'm your host, Patty Dusing. This week I've got Steph Tordick with Collective.guide, and we're going to find out what that is. Steph, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having me, Patty.
You're so welcome. So tell me about you a little bit, your background, and then Collective.guide.
Okay, so I am Steph Tordick. I am from Alexandria. I live by Ferrata.
So I have to, because we're having a conversation and we're old friends, I went to a work Christmas party at Ferrata Supper Club when it was, I don't think it's there anymore, is it?
It actually did just open again as a bar and grill.
Oh, you're kidding.
It is the Ferrata Bar and Grill. It just opened this winter.
Oh, you're kidding. Mm-hmm. Good to have this conversation. I didn't know that. Yeah. But back when I was working at a clinic and we had that Christmas party there, they brought in a comedian, not from around here, and he constantly, over and over again in his show, would say Ferrata Supper Club. We're all like, no, it's Ferrata. So Ferrata is your stomping ground.
Well, I mean, I've lived there for 25 years.
Yeah.
So it is home.
Mm-hmm.
My husband's a farmer, so cattle, dairy, beef cows, farming crops.
The whole nine.
Yeah. So
it's got to keep you busy.
We are busy.
Yeah.
So we have two boys that are both in high school. Actually, one graduates here in about a month. So that's crazy.
So tell me, the one that is graduating, and I know this because, like I said, we're old friends. You recently came back from where with your oldest?
So he's on the high school robotics team. And the Mechatronics 3313 was just in Houston for the World Championships. 600 teams of robots, and not only high school, but also elementary school and middle school robotics World Championships were also happening at the same time. It was really a really cool event to witness, and I'm so glad he got to experience that, especially this being his last year in robotics. So,
and he's over at the Alec High School?
He actually is doing post-secondary through the tech school and will graduate tech school just a week before, or a couple weeks before high school. So that's something.
So a native to Alexandria, your family, your husband, you guys farm, you do crops, animals, livestock, as they call it, right?
Yeah, livestock.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you've got kids in the local school systems, college even. You are invested and in your community.
This is home. Alexandria is home. And sometimes it's hard because you grow up in the community and you think there's got to be more than this. And I can't wait to get out of here is kind of what, in growing up in a small town. And as you grow and as, if you listen to your guide, which I believe is God to me, and where is he leading me? And really it ultimately led me to Alexandria Technical College, where I got a degree in communication art and design. I worked at the local newspaper right out of college, and then building websites. So my background is graphic design and web development, which leads me to where I am now. I work at Winning Edge Graphics part-time. Hey, Robin.
No, cute.
She is just a wonderful boss.
She is a wonderful lady. Yeah,
also
you're so right.
Very vested in this community and very generous. So I'm grateful for the position I have there, which still gives me flexibility to pursue my dreams and be there for my kids, which is,
priority, right?
It really
Number
is.
One,
so,
yeah.
So my dreams, let's talk about that.
Yes, please do.
So Collective.guide is this community guide website. It's not necessarily Alexandria specific, but as we know, the Alexandria Lakes area and central Minnesota is really kind of a region. There's not really a specific place where you can find. That's what this is.
Sure.
This is a directory for central Minnesota. So you can go on there and find, and you, the user, are in the driver's seat. This is not an AI generated, and I hesitate to use that because, for one, it makes it sound like I'm not using the tools that are available, but it's intentional.
Sure.
So, I mean, we live in a world where AI is kind of feels like it's taking over a little bit, and you maybe feel like you don't have the autonomy over what you want to see. So let's say, for instance, you do a Google search and you look for local contractors or contractors in Alexandria. Well, you might see a few, big names. There might be a few that come to your mind that would be at the top of the Google rankings. And then number 4 might be someone from, 50 miles away. They're not an Alexandria contractor, but that doesn't mean they don't do work in Alexandria.
Right. We know that they do.
Right. And so, but if you're looking like specifically for, let's say, for example, now I feel like I'm not saying this clearly, but you're looking for a contractor in Alexandria, but the one that comes up is 50 miles away, you're not getting a full list of the people that are available in your community. So if I say, for an example, I don't want to use a specific business.
Sure.
But if you're looking for an electrician near Alexandria, you might not see one that's in, for example, Osakis, because their address is not Osakis. And so...
And Collective.guide would capture that.
So it's a membership directory. So businesses and organizations become members. And I keep saying...
We are members. I have to say, Deja Blue is a member.
And we appreciate that.
Oh, for sure.
A long-time member. And I appreciate that. So the way membership works, we'll just digress. It's not a subscription. It's a one-time fee. You become a member. I do the work, build out your page to best reflect what your organization is doing and the way that your organization helps others. And really, that's the heart of Collective, is to be a resource where people can find community and support. So to help also to support those in their community, find support and support others.
Sure. I personally like the website Collective.guide. One of the first things that I noticed when I popped on is it feels so clean and organized. And I really, really like that. It's not cluttered. It's not all this stuff coming at you. And you know that it's going to be specific to this area.
Right.
And
local results.
It's great. Yes.
No pop-up ads.
Right.
And I mean, I'm just committed to that. It's a membership-driven directory. So the members pay for the site, and there's no reason to have pop-up ads. That the goal is to have more members so it becomes more useful and people can find more options that are available to help them.
What made you, or where did this vision and drive to have Collective.guide, where did it start? Like, where do you feel that came from?
So it's really been a long road. So if I go back to when my kids were toddlers, and I already told you how old they are, it really started when I organized a group of women, and we became a MOPS group. And so that was the first time I kind of realized, like, I've always loved organizing things, organizing events, spaces, households.
Sure.
But never thought about organizing people. So, I mean, that was a different experience. So that was some of my, I did a Bible study once that was called Life Keys. And it really helped me identify that some of my gifts are organization, administration, systematization. Did you know that was a thing?
No, but now I know.
Systematization, which means putting together information in a way that it can be easily pulled back out.
Sure. Accessed.
Right.
Yeah.
Easily accessed. Right.
Which is what I feel when I go on to Collective.guide.
Right.
It's easy to navigate.
So when that website started, it started out as a wedding vendor directory because as a graphic designer, I was in that industry and did a lot of wedding invitations. And so kind of organized a network of different wedding vendors together all in one space. And I was really trying to sell it as a membership. And the way it's sold is, this is how memberships work. You become a member, you pay a monthly fee, you pay an annual fee. And it just didn't really sit that well with me. One, I don't really like subscriptions. And so I'm out in their world trying to sell subscriptions, and it didn't ever advance as quickly as I thought it was going to. But I also also had a different job as well. I was the manager of the local office building, which is actually where Patty and I first met, because she rented an office from me.
And your kids are small at the time.
They were.
So you've got a lot on your plate.
And
so talking about subscriptions, I find that incredibly annoying, actually, to have to worry about, okay, I've got a subscription for this app. I've got a subscription for this app. Oh, shoot, it just renewed. Oh, my gosh, that was when did it go to $129? What the heck?
Right.
So
you can subscribe to something to manage your subscriptions.
Oh, can you? So to your point, yeah, subscriptions, what a pain.
Yeah. And so, I mean, but ultimately what happened, I mean, in, COVID, we had to shift everything. I mean, events stopped. And how can you sell subscriptions to a wedding vendor directory when people can't even have, events? Yeah. And so
on so many levels,
I had to regroup. Was
so brutal.
And ended up helping my sister get her chiropractic office off the ground. She's Arrow Health in Sauk Center, and I will give her a plug because she's awesome.
Hi, Sissy.
Lindsay Hurlbutt. She's actually just going to be expanding, and that is very exciting. So,
very nice gal.
But I ended up working there, no background in health, anything. And just figure it out. And that's kind of who I am. I'm just a doer.
Right.
Just figure it out as you go. Kind of like this podcast, right?
Right. We are figuring it out as we go. Right. And we're so blessed to have, I'm going to give props to Thomas, that we have this individual put into our lives.
Absolutely.
So incredibly crafted.
Professional.
Yes.
I mean, really.
Yes. Yeah. So it's been great. So props to him. Props to whoever we know who is orchestrating all of this. It's great.
Right. Well, all those years ago when we met, and I end up in Sauk Center working in my sister's clinic, and another gal who works there, private practice doctor, she really was like, well, your website, there should be something like that for doctors, like local health professionals.
Sure. So was she thinking like someone that's not in a huge medical system? Right. Like legit private practice.
I mean, let's think about all the options out there for health and wellness. Craniosacral therapy. Well, who even heard of that more like 10 years ago? That wasn't even such a thing. If you haven't experienced that, check it out. Like massage therapy, mental health. Like, let's talk mental health. How many counselors are available? Who is in our community that is driven to help people? That's the heart of Collective.guide. Those are the individuals and the organizations that we need as members.
So what I feel and why I love so many things right now, I love that you're here. I love that you do Collective.guide, because to me it feels, and it's because it is, number one, so genuine, and number two, so community driven.
I mean, it's
people we work next to, work with, siblings, family. It is.
So let's talk about some of the features on Collective.guide and what makes it different than other directories. So, let's be real. There are printed directories, there are online directories. You're getting emails in your inbox about some foreign directories that, you've already been added to. It gets overwhelming. But this is, it's me. I am your neighbor.
Right.
And I have created a directory.
You are our coworker, right?
And if you check it out, you'll see the difference. There are no pop-up ads. You're not added to the directory unless you choose to be added. And that's what keeps it genuine, and it keeps it legitimate, right? And so I'll help you to build out your page so that it has the features that you want it to. So one of the things is an image gallery. Well, it's hard to find images for your business. I mean, a lot of people are taking photos. If you don't know how to take photos, I can take photos. But ultimately, I can glean photos from existing sources, information from existing sources, and we link to your social media. We link to your website. We'll link to your podcast. And really, you can have a call to action, and that directs the user that can connect with you through your listing to that best next step. What do you want that person to do? What's the best way for them to connect with you? And then you can also have special offers, which is a great feature. It's not a website where you'll find old Retail Me Not codes. Everybody's looking for a deal. And you can offer that through Collective.guide, but it will not be stagnant. It will only have current information. You can change out your special offer every month, every year, whatever you like. But there is a fee for changes on your page, and that's how the membership is sustained, right? Like that's kind of one of the first questions people ask me. Well, why do you not charge more? Well, do you want to pay more?
Right.
I mean,
no.
I feel like it's a fee for service, which as a graphic designer, I'm super comfortable with. I've been doing that for, I don't want to age myself.
Okay, don't.
25 years, right? Like, let's be real. And so I'm totally comfortable with that. And I feel like people are comfortable with that. I am paying you to do this task because I can't or don't want to. And you're not just paying a monthly fee to be something. There is no monthly fee.
I love that. I love that there is no monthly fee.
And then, okay, let's talk about another feature. So you can post events. You can post events for free.
Oh.
Any event that your organization is hosting, you can post. So you just submit an event on the form. There's no rules. You don't have to be in a specific county. You just have to be a member, and it has to be your event.
And do we send you that information?
You submit it right through the website.
Okay.
So you have to do the work.
Okay.
But I will approve it.
Easy
enough.
enough.
As long as it meets the criteria. Right?
Sure. So what kind of industries do you have on the website? I know you were on there as coffee.
So,
and then we're linked out with the podcast, which is great.
So, and one other feature I don't want to overlook because it is very important is the opportunity to recommend others. So you, as in your member listing, have the opportunity to recommend others. These can be a business that works well with you. Like if somebody is, let's say, for example, you're building a house and you're on an electrician's page, this electrician recommends this plumber. How helpful is that? If you are a chiropractor and you recommend this massage therapist, right? That is super helpful. You're making referrals without having to do anything. And that person can receive a referral without having to connect with anyone.
Sure. And for us, and here's what comes to mind, and you can tell me if I've got this process, computer specialist right next door. They're helping us out with computer issues all the time. I could recommend them.
Yeah. And if they're a member, then it links to their page. If they're not a member, they still get a mention because we're not trying to control your content.
Sure. Right.
You can recommend whoever you want, up to 8 members.
Okay, that's pretty good.
So, those are some of the features. And what was the question before that?
TikTok.
No, I'm not on TikTok.
No, I feel like that's the clock counting down. What was the question? Oh, the different industries on there?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
great question.
I know we're on there
So,
as a coffee shop.
Like I said, so it started with weddings and events. So the majority of the members I have right now are in that sphere. However, it has adjusted because a lot of them tried to maybe fit into weddings and events like you did. Like, we can bring coffee to an event. And now we're like, no, let's just, you be who you are. You can also do this. And there's no limit to the number of categories your industry or your organization can be listed in. As long as they're relevant, we want you to be in every relevant category. But some of the categories are health and wellness.
You answered my next question.
Home and garden, right? Schools and education. I should have a list. I should have the website. I could pull it up.
We'll tell people, make sure you go to Collective.guide. I'll mention that a couple times throughout our podcast.
Thank you. You're better at it than I am.
Steph will, Collective.guide. You guys have to check it out.
Yes, not .com.
No.
It's Collective.guide. It's that simple.
Yeah, that is pretty easy. So, coffee shop, restaurants.
Oh, dining and entertainment. That's
Okay.
the category.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
sure.
So, yeah, I should have just had a whole list, but I mean, you can just see there's no limit. If you're, an organization or a business, right? And I always referred to businesses, but really what I see is a wealth of community, just all kinds of community in one space. I'd like to see a list of churches and ministries. That's another category. We have a few members in, I don't know, probably 15 different categories. But about 70 members I'm at now. So we're at, the website is at.
Let's get it growing. Let's keep it going. That's great. I love that.
And, sometimes it feels like it's not happening fast enough. And I know sometimes I feel like I'm not working at it hard enough. But let's be real. Like, being an entrepreneur is hard.
Oh, girl, you take a beating nonstop. It is true. So I often reference that nursing school was hard, like super hard. I would sometimes sleep 2 hours a night. It did not prepare me for being an entrepreneur. The amount of setbacks and hits from every aspect, from financial to equipment to Mother Nature.
You question
things.
yourself.
You
right?
do, yes.
What is your goal? What is your purpose?
What am I doing?
What am I doing? Right? Why can't I just not do this?
Right?
Where does the drive come from?
Right.
Well, I know for me, it comes from a higher calling, right? And I have prayed about it, and like almost to the point where it's like, Lord, just take this away from me.
Yeah.
Like it's too hard.
Right.
I don't have the energy. I have a job already. I had other things that I had planned for myself. And I think some of that comes like, am I trusting God with my future? Or am I trying to figure it out on my own? And so I think as long as we keep trying to take steps in obedience, it matters. Even if it's a small step in the direction that you feel called to go, it's important.
And that's the big thing. And you and I have talked about this, certainly off camera, certainly very organic conversations. How do you know you're following the call on your life? Like, how do you know? I struggle with that personally. I often question, is that me hearing God guiding me, or is it my ego? What am I doing? But yet, we persist in the call.
Yeah, I think sometimes, for me, I've questioned so many, every insecurity comes out, right? All your fears, all your doubts, all your failures, almost to the point where you're like, am I trying to sabotage my own success? It seems like this is just not the right direction. But it's that small voice. Like, you can't shake it. You can't run away from it. And if you've felt the Holy Spirit, you can't deny it.
Right.
You can ignore it,
Mm-hmm.
but once you felt it, you know it. You can't explain it really maybe to someone else.
Right.
But once they've felt it, they understand it.
Mm-hmm. What I pray for and I also hope in is that I, and I'm sure you are, genuine in your ask to the Creator to guide me. Like, help me. You got to help me out here, JC. Like, I really don't know what I'm doing. I need you to guide me. And I also need to know if I'm hearing you. And I think you said it. No matter if you tried to walk away, you're not gonna. You can't. You can't. You're on the path. And if we're praying for guidance, we show up.
Right. And like I said, I mean, you can ignore it. It just, if it doesn't go away.
Did you try
right?
to ignore it?
Many times.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I'm like, this is too hard. If sometimes, it looks so easy for other people.
Sure. Absolutely. I know what you're saying.
It can look so easy. It doesn't mean it has been easy for them either.
Mm-hmm.
But I think being obedient to God can be difficult, right? Like you're going against the grain. You're doing something that hasn't been done before, maybe. But ultimately, you have to do what you know you've been told, even if it doesn't make sense to someone else.
Sure. Right.
And it doesn't make sense to other people, what I'm doing. So there you go.
Right. There you go. Collective.guide, you guys. Right? Collective.
Yeah, check it out.
Collective.guide. You got to check it out. So it is so much more than there's this website out there. This is your heart and soul behind Collective.guide. It is your faith intertwined with Collective.guide. It's your doubts. It's your fears. I mean, there's a real person behind
I'm a real person.
Yes, behind Collective.guide. So as I'm sitting here talking with you, and like I said, we've known each other for so many years, it feels, you can feel the gravity of Collective.guide. It's not just a website.
Well, I feel like a weight was lifted though when I gave up trying to do what everyone else told me I should do, or like that it didn't make sense. Like, what are you doing? If that's so hard, are you supposed to be doing this? I mean, and so when you have opposition internally, and then you're feeling opposition from external forces, right? You really start to doubt, like, is this what you're supposed to do? But ultimately, you can't ignore it, right? And I'm like, I have to set all that down and do what feels right. And what felt right to me was to get rid of what everyone was telling me to do, and that was the membership, like the traditional membership fee.
Sure. Subscription.
A subscription, right? And it might not make sense. Do it anyway. What do you have to lose?
Right. You're one and done. Right?
I mean, right.
Yeah.
Right. And we'll promote the site. And I think the pressure to perform kind of went away because you don't have to sell so many clicks, so many views by the next month or by the next year, or I mean, so at this time we average about 400 users a month. It's 100 people a week checking it out. But here's the thing: they are in control of what they choose to see. It's easily organized by category, or you can search by keyword. So you literally can just type in coffee. You don't even have to wait till the whole word coffee is in, and it dynamically fills in all the results. You can filter by community. So you can go by town, you can go by within so many miles of a certain zip code, which is super helpful. But you, the user, are in control. It's not the results aren't going to pop in what they think you want to see, because you're in control of what you want to see. You're using the filters yourself, which is different than some websites as well.
So the other thing that is possible with your website is events.
So the calendar of events, right? So any member can post their events for free. So if it's a ticketed event, it has to be open to the public. Okay, that's one of the criteria. But you can do free events. You can do events that you're selling tickets to, and you can link right to where you want someone. Again, the call to action, next best step. Sure. You want them to purchase a ticket, put a link to that right in there.
I love it. Excellent. So what do you see next for Collective.guide? What is your vision and a goal?
So my goal is 100 members. I have...
Hold on, folks. You heard her say it. We need 100 members on Collective.guide.
Well, I have bigger goals than that.
Well,
but a short-term goal.
Yes, I put her on the spot by asking her. So nothing is rehearsed. We have no idea where the conversation is going to go. So I hope you guys can feel that the conversation is very organic. And I sprung that question on her, but let's help her get to 100 members. Let's do it.
I'm going to do the work. You just have to give me a little bit of money.
Yeah, tiny bit. Do you want to say how much, or do you want them to call you?
Well, you can check out the website, fill out the form. It is a little bit. Okay, let's say you could have a lifetime membership for the cost of an ad or less in another platform.
Sure.
I was recently just invited to, and I've never heard of it, but like a networking group online.
Oh, okay.
And I was a little taken aback. So I click on the link. Well, now I've gotten 8 emails within a day from this, not local, but claiming to have all these local people, which I did recognize some of the people. But I'm like, really? Are you going to start giving this national company a monthly fee to be part of a networking thing? Like, we can do that without, we can do that together. We don't need to give some company in a different state $12 a month for every company in Alexandria or surrounding communities. Like, we don't need to do that. And some of these...
You can do it right here.
Some of these directory sites are ridiculously expensive. And I'm going to say that because it is. They don't promise any results. I mean, I had a home and garden customer once share that they were part of it was a directory, but he really thought that all his leads were false.
Oh.
He was getting leads, but then the people wouldn't answer. And he would follow up with all these supposed leads, and none of them were real leads. And like, is that the world we live in?
Right.
It's so unfortunate. So why do we need to we don't need to give all of our money to...
Who knows who?
Right? I won't name the big names. We know who they are.
Right.
But together, we will come up in the search results, because if we collectively use our keywords, hey, let's get all the electricians in Alexandria. Let's get all the coffee shops in Alexandria. Let's get all the boutiques. Let's get all the spas, right? Any individual type of organization in any given town, if you're a directory that has those keywords, eventually you rise at the top. Right. And together we rise.
Right. Very good. Very true. Anything else, Steph? I had asked you about your goal, and the immediate short-term goal was to get to 100. What's your vision? Where do you want to see this go? Like, oops. I just shook the camera. Sorry.
I think you still look great.
Awesome. Thank you. You're a good friend.
My vision, I don't know. I really am just flying by the seat of my pants, right? Like following the next step, the next known step. And isn't that what faith is? Like taking the next step, even
Yes,
if you don't
yes.
know where it leads?
Yes, even if you feel like you're free falling,
I don't know.
take the step.
I'm taking the step.
Yeah.
I opened a Dove chocolate today at work
Oh, what
that
did
my
it
friend
say?
gave
Yes.
me, and it said, even one small step can keep you going in the right direction. And I was like, I needed that today.
Oh, good.
Thank you.
I'm so glad.
This is my small step.
Yes,
doing
it
a
is.
podcast.
Yes.
First ever.
Good. You've done great. How do you feel about it?
I feel a little fine.
I love it. I feel a little fine. It's good. I love that.
You made it very easy.
Well,
And it's a great space.
Yeah, it's kind of cute, kind of fun.
Street side studio.
Street Side Studio 7. So I had to throw the 7 on there. One of my
Aren't you the
favorite.
600 block?
Oh, right. Well, that's another project. There was a Street Side Studio somewhere in the country.
Oh,
Yep.
Sure.
So I had to kind of define it, and 7 happens to be one of my favorite numbers. So there we got Street Side Studio 7.
It's a number of perfection.
Is it?
Completion.
Oh. One day I'll finish all the projects. When I get to the other side, I feel like I'll show up all haggard and shirt ripped and torn. Like, Jesus, did I do okay?
And he says, well done.
Yeah.
Good and faithful servant.
Yes, right? That's the ultimate massive major vision for life.
We're all just doing the best we can, even when it's hard.
Even when it's hard. So, on that note, thank you to Steph Tordick with Collective.guide. I appreciate you joining me. Conversation went super fast. So again, this is Patty with Deja Blue House of Coffee, is where we have our cute little studio. You heard it, Street Side Studio 7. This is grounds for discussion. Thank you to Steph for joining us tonight. Again, that website is Steph.
Collective.guide, and
Awesome.
thanks so much for having me, Patty.
You are so welcome. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you next time.